All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Wadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do root well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in 1/3, and Adawan Ratazah. This lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Wadash. And Tawada Abanawa Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bahashem Rakakudash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, Snap the Staff of Bread. All right, little play on words. But I was just kind of surfing, looking around, analyzing, judging, and it dawned on me that when you look at the reaction that our people, Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, when you look and see, they're posting their reactions online to uncertainty pertaining to food or food assistance, one thing I notice is they don't have the spirit to consider that this is their God judging them, okay? And when you go into the scriptures, time and time again, has the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob judged his people by stripping food away for their disobedience. All right. And this is why, being of the hopeful elect, we are not afraid or worried about where our next meal comes from, because we live based off Yahweh Shem Al Shai. As a matter of fact, let me just get Matthew's 4:4. Actually, instead of Matthew's 4:4, let's go to Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter, where this account took place, because the Lord actually put us on a forced fast in the wilderness to show us that that we live through Yahweh Shema Shai. Now let me just make sure the audio is good real quick. All right. So you should be in a very faithful spirit. Now all right, beautiful. You should be in a very faithful spirit. You should not be in a doubt. You should not be worried. All right. This is Deuteronomy 8:1. It says, all the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live. All right. And now we live through Yahweh Shai. And the two main commandments is loving Yahweh Bashem El Shai with all our heart, soul, and mind. And then loving thy neighbor as thyself. And on those two commandments hang the law and the prophets. All right. And it says like this, us teaching, us exhorting you, warning you, that's us living by the commandments. Because when you look at other individuals, they're just on podcast tours, they're just on a me unit, they're just doing them. They're not warning you, they're not letting you know, a sword is coming, and Jake is going to get caught off guard. Okay, it says, and multiply and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Bashem El Shai swear unto your fathers, and thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart. See, so you're being proven right now, you brothers and you sisters. Okay, this is the time where you have to be spiritually sober in so-called low moments, trying times, chastising times. And this is where you're showing the Lord that you really serve him, you really believe on the name, because a lot of Jakes are going to forsake this truth, because it's going to get too difficult. This is why Yahweh Shai gave the parable in Mark, the 4th chapter. When affliction arises, they're going to get offended. So you got to understand, this is the time now. Okay, this is the time to showcase your faith, to showcase your loyalty, okay, to showcase that you have hope in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, because Jake's crashing out, all right. And I also want to add, this was another thought that came to my mind. The minute that Jake is allowed to get food again, it's going to come with a price, no pun intended, because when we complained in the wilderness, I'm going to get that in Numbers, the Lord judged us in the midst while we were eating. And then I have another account I want to bring up where even Yahweh Shai called Jake out, because he's like, you only following me for the food. Okay, so this is a very telling time that we're living in. And I believe I speak as a man, but there's two things I'm thinking of. One, 2026 has got to be a year of digital, man. We'll wait to see what Elder Pastor Har coins it through the Holy Spirit. But when you look at everything going on, I believe the Metro cards are being discontinued. You can't use physical coins for bus fare. Everything is just going digital. So it looks like 2026 is going to be a very heavy year, and Adawan Ratazar will be the year of the mark of the beast. Okay, where we will be slowly but surely stripped off of the grid, because the grid is going to have a new form of access, and that access is what we're commanded not to do, and that will be taking the mark of the beast. Okay, so you can see these things. So, for anybody out there, if it's getting tough, just remain faithful. Okay, this is the time to shine that shield of faith. All right, and it says, thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee and to prove thee to know what was in thy heart. Exactly. We're being tested. We're being tested on our loyalty. Okay. It says, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee. Look at this. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger. So where's all these faithful Black Christians and telling their people, hey, this is a time to showcase your faith? Because Jake don't want to hear that, because Jake is a #1 bullshit artist. Okay, they don't want to hear that. Majority of them are 2/3. They just want to eat. Okay, they just want to eat. So they're going to be willing to do whatever just to eat. So what is going to be the requirement that Esau is going to be used to do to allow you back upon this food assistance? Okay. And the Lord said that he would break the staff of bread. Okay. And you have been holding yourself up off this staff of bread that they call SNAP. All right. Welfare. And do you remember that when welfare, the food stamps were actually food stamps? Let me put this in food stamps booklet. Remember this? So now you got to wonder, why did they change it from this to digital? Okay, because this is the next phase for control, just like the physical dollar. All right, they need to physically take away money from you and then give it back to you digitally. Like, remember how he took gold and then gave you a reserve note? He took gold from you and then said, here's $1 to prove that you have this amount of ounces of silver and gold. There was a point where the money that you have right now, that fiat currency, okay, it used to be backed by silver and gold in so much that certain US dollars actually had silver certificate on them. Did you know that? And then all of a sudden it became a reserve note. And now all of a sudden this reserve note is now being contactless payment. Okay, just like this. He could only take away food stamps because he took the physical money of a food stamp away from you. So anytime he takes something from you and then gives you access back to the benefit, you have to understand that that's soon going to be used against you or stripped from you and require you to do something else just to get it back. See? So I believe that when the food is allowed back to Jake, or whatever process or program they give, it's gonna come with a price. Okay. And just like before, Jake was starving and the Lord gave him food, then he judged him in the midst of that. So Jake's gonna get food, all right, and then they're gonna get judged in the midst of it. All right. So look, it says, and he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man does not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh Shemel Shai does man live. See? But you have a lot of Jakes that they're not sincere. Okay, they're just yes men. They're just there for a handout. Okay, so they're gonna be going to other places. They're going to be going to the food banks, going to be going to the churches. They're going to be acting like they're believers just so they can get a meal. but the only people they're fooling is themselves. And the Holy Spirit's going to reveal that. Okay, look at this. This is John 6:26. Okay, right here it says, verse 24, it says, when the people therefore saw that Yahushua was not there, neither his disciples, so where they at? Where's the camp at? Hey, what's up, good brother? They also took shipping and came to Capernaum seeking for Yahushua. And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when comest thou hither? Yahushua answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. See? So you're going to have Israelites that are just going to be going wherever they can smell the food at. But what's going to happen is you're going to get caught up. You're going to get trapped. All right? You're going to get trapped. There's going to be a new digital system. And because you're in this uncertain, weakened state, you now want access back to the teats, to the benefits, right? To the chicken and all that. And there's going to be something he's going to require of you. Okay? So we can clearly see this is all leading down to a digital path of destruction. Okay? It says, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him has Yahweh the Father sealed. That's beautiful. See? So all we got to do is follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right? In ups and downs and lows and woes. You know, it's easy. It's like a relationship. Like, you know, the relationship is good when things are good, but what kind of partner are you per se? What kind of how are you when it's not always good? Okay, so that's us serving the Lord. We're being a faithful bride. All right, we're being a faithful bride and not running to any rich nigga that just popping up. And that's what Esau gonna do. He's gonna pull up like a rich nigga, and Jake is gonna act like a female and jump ship. Okay, so don't jump ship. Be that loyal woman. Now let me show you this right here. So Jake was complaining. They had heathens amongst them. Jake's crying for food. And so the Lord answered them. But as he answered them, he judged them in the midst of it. So, you you got Jake crying right now, but there's going to be a price to pay for when that food light turns back on. This is Numbers 11:31 NLT. Now the Lord sent a wind that brought quail from the sea and let them fall all around the camp. See, so if the Lord wants to, he can have fish jump out of water to you. He can have birds bring you food. He can have birds come to you. He can have all this come to you. Okay, but see, Jake is not set up to realize that this is the Lord judging the land. Okay, but within this land being judged, there is even a greater prophecy that's going to come within the midst of this. Okay, there's a reset taking place. And so getting people hungry is going to put them in a mindset to not think too clearly about what they have to do to get food again. It says, for miles in every direction, there were quail flying about 3 feet above the ground. So the people went out and caught quail all that day and throughout the night and all the next day too. No one gathered less than 50 bushels. They spread quail all around the camp to dry, but while they were gorging themselves on the meat, while it was still in their mouths, the anger of the Lord blazed against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. See that? A severe plague. So this government shutting down, we believe that this is because this is how they're going to attempt a federal reset. Okay, so when they get back online, because one thing I noticed is the internet was down, Amazon worldwide, something went down, cyber's attack. I'm getting emails about my password's been leaked. So there's a lot of things happening below the surface on a technological level of everyday use. Okay, so it's easy to see, a hard reset being taken place, and then a so-called new security ID or whatever he's going to package it. Basically, a new digital age of identification. Okay, so we're excited. You know, I'm very excited. I'm thankful that prophecy's taking place. You got Amalek striking God. You know, there's a lot of things that are happening for a major buildup. And the only thing Jake is worried about is getting food assistance. Okay, so this is order out of chaos. And we have examples of when the Lord did provide food and then the Lord judged them right after giving them the food. Okay. Let me see. What's this? I just seen another notification. Okay, so now from there, let's get this real quick. This is Isaiah 24 and 8. It says, verse 7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. See, so we've been sighing. We've been crying. We've been lamenting. Okay, we've been worn out. All right, but now the average citizen, they're starting to feel those sighs, and it's right around so-called holidays. So this is a perfect a body blow, okay, to the working class American citizens. Now, actually, I asked this question. I said, how long can lower class Americans survive without food assistance from the government? It said that's an important and sobering question. See, sobering, all right? The merry-hearted do sigh, so now they're getting sobered up. If government food assistance like SNAP, the staff of bread, school meals, and food banks funded by federal programs stop during a long shutdown, the survival timeline for low-income American depends on savings, local support systems, and supply chain. So very exciting times. Let's see what we got down here. Look at this, 2/3. Look at that, 2/3. 44 million Americans are being affected. Women and children, 6 million women and children, school program. Damn. So when you go down right around here, it says, in simple terms, after about 1 month, most low-income households would struggle to meet food needs without government aid. This is why we got Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Okay. Let me see. Let me put this in. I got this on my phone, but I want to show it to you as well right here. See, I already clicked on it. All right. So I keep this up. Okay. I keep this right at my phone. So we're waiting and seeing. We're just going to wait and see. You know, we still got to, the mandatory marks got to take place. I believe that they're going to come back online, but they're going to come back online in a new form. All right. And this is what's going to keep people, you know, really where they want them. Okay. Esau knows how to corner you, weaken you, and then reveal his hand unto you. So I believe they're doing this for a bigger reason. So I could see them coming back online, but there's going to be new requirements. So we're excited to see. So right now you're on day 27, but even Babel GPT says, in simple terms, after 1 month. So that's like 3 days away. The so-called 30th is this Friday. It's let's see what else we got. Yep, SNAP, the staff of bread, fill gaps, blah blah blah. Moral and biblical reflection. Just as ancient Israel faced famine, see, you got to train this thing. Okay, you got to train it. Just as ancient Israel faced famine when they turned from justice and compassion, the modern withholding of bread from the poor shows societal imbalance. Scriptures repeatedly warn that neglecting hungry invites judgment. Yeah, but this is the Lord. This is the Lord judging. It said, watch, let's correct it in real time. Yeah, but I got to say Jesus. We know what y'all try. Didn't Jesus say there would be famines before his return? So you gotta check it. It'll be like, yes, excellent point. And you're right. Let's see what it says. Yes, absolutely. See, you gotta correct this thing. Yes. All right. Jesus, see, Yahushua did warn that famines would be one of the major signs preceding his return, along with wars, earthquakes, and spiritual deception. So there you go. Let's see what else it says down here. Look, and that's going to be hyperinflation. This represents a time of economic collapse and food shortages when a day's wage but only small meal. Well, it's going to be hyperinflation. And then I believe also the federal government is going to partake in an engineered famine too. All right, so we're going to wait and see. So food is being weaponized for a reason. Remember, it says if he don't have the mark, he can't buy or sell. Buy what? Buy food. Okay, you will own nothing and be happy. All right, but you're going to have this mark if you want to be happy and buy food. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, let's go back. Isaiah 24 and 8, it says, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. Exactly. People ain't rejoicing right now. They're getting ready to storm grocery stores. Okay, it says, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Yeah, because they don't want you to take their goods. There is a crying for wine in the street, meaning answers. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. See, the mirth of the land is gone, man. People are not happy. All right. People are not happy. And this is the Lord judging this place. All right. Let me see what else I got for you. Let me see here. Let's go to this. Yep, this is when the famine came to Egypt. Aren't we in Egypt again? And there was a famine in the time of Joseph. All right. Right here, I had this. See? All right. The Bible, the Lord prophesies that he would break the staff of bread from Jake. So it's quite funny that the food program is called SNAP. And the Lord said he would snap the staff of bread. Okay, see, Ezekiel 4 and 16. Moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold, I will break, I will snap. Let's have some fun with this real quick. Let's go to right in here. Just curious. Look, I will cut off the supply of bread. I will make food very scarce. See, I will break the supply chain. I'm going to break the staff. Look, anxiety. Damn. See? Hey, man, I'm telling you, faith is a superpower, and you're getting ready to see the glory of it real soon, man. Okay? You're going to see the glory of having faith in these last days. Moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold, I will snap the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care. See? You're going to start caring now. And they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. Yep. Better take your ass to the stove with that. Let me see what else I got for you. See, evil arrows. We read this the other day. Ezekiel 5 and 16. When I shall send upon them evil arrows of famine. See, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread. So we're waiting to see what will be implemented to allow the so-called supply of bread, staff of bread. What are they going to require for it to be so-called fixed? Okay, so I'm excited to see. All right, we're living in beautiful times. Now is the time to apply faith. Okay, apply faith. Okay, and sit back and watch the Lord work, man. All right, the Lord is about to work a beautiful work. So we're waiting and watching. So you remain faithful. You remain faithful. That's all you got to do. Remain faithful. Be a faithful, loving wife. Okay, like the 5 wise virgins. All right, so I just wanted to do a quick lesson on that. I pray that it was edifying and exhorting. And I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace, safety, and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.